Welcome to Infinite Mind Potential. Today we uncover the ancient Japanese secret that transforms absolute silence into your greatest strength. In our modern world, we represent a generation obsessed with speed, constantly confusing frantic motion with actual forward progress in life. We fill every single second with noise and productivity, believing that silence is the enemy of our success and growth. But this constant hustle is actually a dangerous trap that destroys your creativity and burns out your mental energy reserves. Imagine music without any pauses between the notes. It would not be a melody, but simply chaotic and unbearable noise. True power lies not in the constant noise, but in the space between things. The Japanese call this concept ma. Ma is often translated as negative space, but it is much more than just emptiness. It is a pregnant pause. It is the silence between sound, the space between objects, and the necessary pause that gives life its true meaning. Lao Tzu once said that we mold clay into a pot, but it is the emptiness inside that makes it useful. Without the space inside, the vessel is just a block of clay. Without the pause, our lives are just noise. We must learn to appreciate the gaps in our lives, for that is where the magic of existence truly happens. When we clutter our schedule, we create a traffic jam in our minds. Ma is the river that allows flow. In Ikebana, the art of flower arranging, the space around the flowers is just as important as the blooms themselves. By stepping back and creating distance, we gain perspective. This is the fundamental wisdom that the modern world has forgotten. Our brains are not designed for constant input. They require periods of disengagement to process, organize, and make sense of information. This brings us to the second concept, closely related to Ma, known by the ancient samurai masters as the mokurai. Mokurai translates to thunderous silence. It is the intense, charged stillness that occurs right before a massive release of energy. The masters understood that the power of a strike does not come from swinging the sword wildly or continuously. Instead, true power comes from the accumulation of potential energy during the pause, the deliberate silence before the decisive action. Like a storm cloud gathering electricity, you must learn to hold your energy in reserve to unleash it effectively later. Think of an archer. The arrow flies far only because of the stillness and tension held before the release. If the archer never pauses to aim and draw back, the arrow simply falls to the ground without any power. In our lives, we are often running without ever getting into the starting blocks to gather our strength and focus. Top performers in every field, from sports to surgery, instinctively use these moments of silence to enhance their performance. Now, let us look at the science. Neuroscience has discovered something fascinating called the default mode network, or DMN. For years, scientists thought the brain went dormant when we rested. They were wrong. The brain actually becomes more active. When you stop focusing on a specific task, the DMN activates, connecting unrelated memories and ideas to solve complex problems. This is why your best ideas come in the shower, while driving, or during a walk, not while staring at screens. History's greatest breakthroughs happened during moments of Ma. Newton was not working when he saw the apple fall down. Einstein often played music to unlock his physics problems. He understood that the conscious mind needs to step back occasionally. By denying yourself rest, you are running your biological computer on overdrive, leading to overheating and eventual system failure. Rest is not the opposite of work. It is a critical partner to work. They are two sides of the same coin. So how do we reintegrate Ma into our chaotic lives? We propose a framework of 5 distinct levels of practice. We start small and expand outward. Level 1 is micro Ma. These are the tiny pauses between your immediate actions. Micro Ma involves taking just 3 to 5 seconds of stillness between tasks. Send an email, then just breathe deeply. Before you walk through your front door after work, pause. Leave the stress outside. Enter your home with fresh presence. These micro pauses prevent the accumulation of stress hormones. They reset your nervous system hundreds of times throughout the day. It requires no extra time, only awareness. It is the punctuation mark in the sentence of your daily activity. Level 2 is mini Ma. These are slightly longer breaks, lasting 5 to 15 minutes, integrated into your daily routine. The most critical minima is the first 15 minutes of your day. Do not touch your phone immediately upon waking. Flooding your brain with dopamine and bad news instantly puts you in a reactive state. Choose silence and intention instead. Treat your coffee break as a sacred ritual. Taste the liquid. Feel the warmth. Be fully present in that experience. Take a short walk without headphones. Let your mind wander. This allows the DMN to process the work you just did. Level 3 is miso-ma. This refers to medium-length breaks, such as your evenings or meal times without digital devices. Reclaim your dinner table. The Japanese concept of ma emphasizes the space between people, which creates connection and intimacy. Establish a digital sunset. Put your devices away 2 hours before sleep to allow your melatonin levels to naturally rise. Engage in analog activities. Read a physical book, write in a journal, or simply sit and listen to music deeply. This practice dramatically improves sleep quality, which is the ultimate form of ma for biological restoration and memory consolidation. Level 4 is macro-ma. This is the weekly day of rest, historically known in many cultures as the Sabbath. We need one full day each week to disconnect from the economic machine. A day where you do not produce anything. Use this day for nature, for community, for spirituality, or for hobbies that have no financial purpose whatsoever. This weekly reset prevents long-term burnout. It reminds you that you are a human being, not just a human doing. Finally, level 5 is meta-ma. These are the longer seasons of rest in the grand timeline of your life. Just as nature has winter to rest and regenerate, our lives need seasons where we step back from the grind. This could be a gap year, a sabbatical, or simply a period of life where you prioritize healing over ambition. Society tells you that a gap on your resume is bad. In reality, it is often where your transformation happens. By integrating these 5 levels of ma, you move from a life of noise to a life of composed music. The samurai knows that the sword is most powerful when it is in the sheath, ready to be drawn with purpose. You can be the calm eye of the storm. You can possess the thunderous silence that commands respect and creates impact. Look at the night sky. The stars are beautiful, but it is the vast darkness that holds them all together. Start today. Find your micro-ma. Take a breath. Let the silence speak to you and guide your next move. When you master the art of the pause, you reclaim your mind, your energy, and ultimately, your potential. Thank you for watching Infinite Mind Potential. Embrace the space between things and discover the true power of your mind. If this video resonated with you, please subscribe and share it with someone who needs a moment of peace today. Take this final moment of the video to practice ma. Just breathe and observe the silence before you click away. Remember, the music is not in the notes, but in the silence between them. Go now and create your masterpiece. Let your actions be like this drop of water, deliberate, focused, and creating ripples that extend far beyond the source. Cultivate a mind like this flame, unmoved by the winds of chaos, burning steadily with purpose and clear direction. Even the most mundane tasks can become a meditation if you apply the principle of ma to your movements. Be like the mountain. Let the clouds of distraction pass you by, while you remain grounded in your true essence. Connection requires slowing down. You cannot connect with nature or people if you're rushing past them at speed. Rise above the noise. From a higher perspective, the chaos of daily life seems small and insignificant. Time is your most valuable resource. Do not spend it all in a rush. Invest it in moments of stillness. Balance is not a static state, but a constant adjustment. Ma gives you the space to make those adjustments. In the darkness of rest, the light of wisdom becomes visible. Allow yourself to embrace the dark and the quiet. Let us return to the default mode network. It is the seat of your self-identity and your autobiographical memory. Without activation of this network, you lose the narrative of who you are. You become just a machine processing tasks. Burnout is essentially the loss of self. Reconnecting with Ma helps you remember the person behind the productivity. Children are masters of Ma. They play without purpose. We must relearn this lost art of purposeless play. The anticipation is often sweeter than the event itself. Prolong the anticipation. Savor the space before the joy. Nature never rushes, yet everything gets accomplished. This is the supreme paradox that we must learn to embody. Productivity is not about doing more things. It is about doing the right things and removing the rest completely. Just as you declutter your home to live better, you must declutter your schedule to think better and live deeper. There's a specific Japanese word for staring into the distance without thinking. Boketto. Practice boketto daily. It is not laziness. It is a maintenance cycle for your consciousness. It is essential hygiene for your mind. You would not let your phone battery die every day. Why do you let your own energy deplete completely? Napping is not for the weak. Winston Churchill and Salvador Dali used naps to fuel their incredible output. They accessed the hypnagogic state, the borderland between sleep and wakefulness, where creative genius often resides. Ma allows you to access these theta states intentionally. It is a key that unlocks the door to your subconscious. When you walk without distraction, you are physically moving, but your mind is settling into a stillness. The Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, is a perfect application of Ma in a natural setting. Notice the komarebi, the sunlight filtering through the trees. It exists only because of the gaps between the leaves. The tea ceremony is not about drinking tea. It is about the pause from the world and the focus on the now. Watch the steam rise and disappear. It reminds us of the impermanence of all things, urging us to cherish the moment. Let's practice a breathing technique. Inhale for 4, hold for 7. That hold is the Ma of your breath. It is in the retention of breath that oxygen absorption is optimized. The pause is physically nourishing you. Exhale completely. Let go of the tension. Feel the emptiness in your lungs before the next life-giving breath. The ocean must recede before it can crash forward. You must retreat before you can advance with power. Muscles do not grow while you are lifting the weights. They grow while you are resting and sleeping afterwards. Growth happens in the silence. The workout is just the stimulus. The Ma is where the transformation occurs. Farmers know that soil must rest to replenish nutrients. If you plant continuously, the soil becomes barren and useless. Are you farming your mind to the point of exhaustion? Allow your mental soil to lie fallow and recover. When you return to work after a period of rest, your ideas will be fresh, potent, and abundant. Writer's block is often just a sign that the DMN needs time to refill the creative well. Step away from the page. The words will come when you stop forcing them and start listening to the silence. In conversation, Ma is the pause that allows the other person to feel heard and understood deeply. Do not rush to fill the silence. Let the words sink in. Listen to what is not being said. Great speakers use silence to build anticipation and authority. The pause commands attention more than the shout. When you stop speaking, people lean in. They want to know what comes next. Silence creates magnetic attraction. In design, white space guides the eye to what matters. In life, white space guides the soul to what matters. Remove the clutter. Simplify your environment. A clear space leads directly to a clear and focused mind. Let go of what does not spark joy. Create space for new energy to enter your life and home. Possessions take up mental space. The less you own, the more freedom you have to simply be yourself. After the storm of activity, let the calm settle. Look for the beauty that emerges in the aftermath. Take a moment to appreciate what you have. Gratitude requires a pause to recognize the value of the present. You cannot be grateful and stressed at the same time. The pause for gratitude shifts your entire emotional state. End your day with a ritual of closure. Watch the sun go down and let your worries set with it. The day is done. You've done enough. Give yourself permission to rest without guilt or future planning. Extinguish the active mind. Enter the restorative darkness of sleep with a heart full of peace and stillness. Trust that your subconscious will work for you while you sleep. The most important work happens when you surrender, and when the new day comes, you will rise with the strength of the silence you cultivated the night before. This is the cycle of Ma: activity and rest, noise and silence, form and emptiness, perfectly balanced together. Remember the 5 levels: micropauses, mini breaks, tech-free evenings, weekly Sabbaths, and seasonal life resets. Start with Micro Ma today. Just 1 breath between tasks. It is the smallest step with the biggest impact. Then reclaim your mornings. 15 minutes of silence before the digital world invades your sacred mental space. Protect your evenings. Connect with loved ones. Let the space between you be filled with love, not Wi-Fi signals. Defend your weekends. Take 1 day to be human. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. And look at the seasons of your life. Is it time for a winter? A time to rest and heal? Listen to your body. It knows what it needs. Do not override its wisdom with the demands of society. It takes courage to slow down in a fast world. It is an act of rebellion against the chaos, but the view from the place of stillness is worth it. You see things that others miss in their haste. Let go of the need to control every moment. Surrender to the flow. Trust in the power of the pause. Be like water, soft, yielding, yet powerful enough to carve through the hardest stone over time. You are part of this vast, rhythmic universe. Align yourself with its pace, not the pace of the machine. Growth takes time. Patience is not waiting. It is the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. Plant the seeds of silence today. Water them with consistency, and watch the garden of your mind flourish beautifully. A quiet mind is a fertile mind. A noisy mind is a barren wasteland. The choice is yours to make. Choose the path of Ma. It is the path less traveled, but it leads to the destination you truly seek. Walk slowly. Breathe deeply. Live fully. The potential of your infinite mind is waiting for you in the silence. Join the movement of people reclaiming their time and their minds. Be a warrior of peace in a chaotic world. Our world needs more calm minds. Your peace contributes to the peace of the planet. It starts with you. Be a lighthouse. Stand firm, shine bright, and let your stillness guide others through their own storms. We hope this journey into Ma has inspired you to make a change, to value the void as much as the form. This is Infinite Mind Potential. We are dedicated to helping you unlock the hidden capabilities of your consciousness. Support our mission by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us create more content. Comment below. How will you practice Ma today? Will you take a micro pause or a digital detox tonight? We love reading your stories and insights. Let's build a community of mindful achievers together right here. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. Remember this ancient wisdom as you go about your day. May you find the space you need to grow, to heal, and to thrive. Peace be with you always. Thank you for watching Infinite Mind Potential. Embrace the space between things and discover the true power of your mind.